Hi, this is Pat Thrall with Mattias Eklund and Neil Dorfsman, and we're here to give you a tutorial on Superior 2.0. So first we'd like to say congratulations on buying Superior 2.0. We feel it's the best multi-track drum software out there. We worked very hard on this program and have been developing it for 5 years now on this one. So it's been a while. A lot of care has gone into it. Today we want to just start you from the beginning of how to get it going in Pro Tools. We're basically starting with a blank slate in Pro Tools, and it will work the same way pretty much in every DAW. So we just chose Pro Tools today because that's what a lot of people are using, but I think that what we show you in here will apply to Logic and Cubase and anything else that you may be using. Superior 2.0 is a RTAS plugin, so we're going to open up a new instrument track in here first.
Yeah. So we'll open an instrument track.
Yep. And then we're going to go into, and we're running Pro Tools LE here, so we don't have an option between a TDM plugin list and an RTAS plugin list. But if you were running a Pro Tools HD system, you'd have two choices between TDM and RTAS. You would go into the RTAS plugin menu and go down to Instruments and go down to Superior Drummer Multi-Output. And now you see
it's gonna start loading immediately.
Mm-hmm. And the load time is pretty quick on this now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Got this up pretty fast for you kids that need to get your job done.
So once it's loaded, how are you monitoring the output of the application?
Yeah, well, you can click the drums.
Well, no, he's saying actually through Pro Tools. So
are you listening through Pro Tools now, or
yeah? So
okay.
From the and he's got it up on an instrument track, which does both. So an instrument track, you can put MIDI information in it and also monitor the audio from the plugin itself.
Right.
And the other thing that's very important about understanding what's going on with this program is that it's a multi-track drum kit. So right now we're just using a stereo output on the plugin, but you can split it out to multiple tracks, just as you would record real drums. And that's what eventually we'll do. But the quick start right now is just to get it up out of your stereo output, and we'll show you, we're gonna walk you through, there's a mixer section in it, so you can get your blends and everything happening right within the plugin itself. And for people that just want to do quick songwriting or whatever, you can get a lot of stuff going real fast on it. And then for people that want to be more involved and split the drum kit out and have it as you'd have a real drum kit, you can then split it out through all those multi-outputs. So
yeah, definitely, we're gonna show you that. This is what you see when you see the plugin. It's just the drum kit, and you can see the total memory usage, which is 580 megabytes for the core product, Avatar. And you can click the drums to listen to them.
I noticed certain drums are grayed out. What does that mean?
It means that they are there, but they are not activated. So if I click the arrow or something like that, I can easily activate it, but just shows me something. Then it's gonna appear.
Yeah, the arrow shows you the menu list of the selection of drums or cymbals that you have for that particular icon in there.
Yeah.
So
you have that on each drum. Mm-hmm. And I can also choose none on each drum. So if I select none on the snare drum, it's going to disappear.
Like a ghost, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the easy way to get started with the core library.
Right, exactly. Now, say you didn't want to use Avatar. Now, obviously, there's a lot of expansion packs that they have, so you can go through a lot of different drum kits. And as you buy each one of those expansion kits, they'll come up in this menu right up here at the center of it. And see, here's a list of all the expansion packs that exist. So if we want to change that drum kit out to, say, a layer, you click on that, and boom. Yeah. And there's the layer drum kit. And it's loading pretty quick now. I love the load time, so it doesn't take too long. For drummers that use this live too, the load time thing's really important between songs when they got to change it over quickly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
So that's basically, so you get the idea of switching between the drum kits now and all.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Avatar, so this is for the easy user. I mean, what they normally do is either to use some sort of hardware, such as a pad that I have here, and you can obviously play that to trigger the drums and record
regular keyboards,
keyboard, whatever, E-drums, which we're gonna show you in the tutorial as well. But you can also use MIDI files, and the drummer that we used, he recorded a bunch of MIDI files that comes with a program called Easy Play Pro. So I'm activating this MIDI track. It's going out to Superior. and it's going in from Easy Player. So now when I play something here, I'm gonna go into Easy Player and just select the groove. I can start playing that groove, and it's, you know, I can start additioning my grooves easily, and then eventually start building my track. As you can see, the grooves are built up in songs. So you have like this is song 4 now, and it has different variations. Has intro variations, has closed variations, has open variations, cymbal variations, and fill variations. So I can easily go into different.
How long does it take to switch, Mattias?
To switch?
Is it pretty instantaneous?
That's what you've been hearing.
Oh, you can switch. Wow.
Those are all switches that he was making in there.
The variations of the. Okay, cool.
See, so he changes that cymbal hitting there.
So now I can take a groove, any groove. Of course, I can drag it down to Easy Player if I want to, or Pro Tools, and just do like a small.
And what would most guys at least that I know, would usually just take that MIDI file and drag it right into their MIDI track in Pro Tools and just start building.
Right.
You know, and again, for songwriters, they want to get up and quick, you know, so.
Right.
Exactly. So
and how would you change the tempo of that groove?
I can change that
Can you do that in the program easily?
Yeah, it's from Pro Tools. So you change the tempo in Pro Tools, this is gonna fall.
Okay.
So one of the things to understand, especially for guys that want to play drums live within the plugin, is setting your buffer size correctly, because the larger the buffer is in your DAW, the more delay you're going to have as you're trying to play live. So in Pro Tools, you'd go into the playback engine, and you'll see HW buffer size. Right now, he's got it set for 512. It just depends on what your computer can handle as far as the speed of your computer. If you could take it down to 256 or even 128 and run the program and you don't hear errors, then you're good and you'll have as little delay as possible. So that's an important one to know before we even start building the rest of the drum kit. The thing that I love about this program and that everybody that uses it is that we have all these libraries now. And so pretty much any kind of music that you're playing and that you need to have drums on, we got a library for you. So from the Hit Factory to a Lair to Avatar or classic recording drum kits that we've used and that we've come accustomed to in the kind of work and the kind of records that Neil and I make. There's Metal Foundry that's just coming out now. That all the metal guys want that used Drums from Hell originally. Whole different kind of EQ, different kind of tuning on the drums, a lot more cymbals, a lot more toms, double kick drums. Then there's Claustrophobic and Twisted Kit, which are affected drum kits that have been re-EQ'd and changed and mutated in a lot of ways for guys that are looking for something really creative to change the way that they're thinking. There's Latin percussion and vintage rock, which are more, you know, the traditional drum sounds, and vintage rock and Latin percussion obviously speaks for itself. There's the jazz kits and the Funk Master kits, which are
Devil Stars and Clyde Stubblefield.
Yeah, incredible libraries. And then the fun thing is that I like to do is create these hybrid kits that are elements from all of those, and you can create this hyper real drum kits that has all these different instruments that can do things that you could never even think of doing, because you're not only combining the actual instruments themselves, which of course you could do in the real world, but you can combine these instruments that are all from different studios all over the world that you could never do, because you can't record in multiple studios all over the world at the same time with one drum kit. So,
or sometimes in any studio.
if you're not having a bad day in that studio. And that's the other thing that we wanted to alleviate, is that you'll never have a bad day in the studio because your drums will always sound great. And we've had those bad days, everybody has, where you just can't get a great sounding drum kit no matter what you're doing. You got to come back in the next day. So it's why we love the program and why we got involved with this, and we got more libraries coming to you soon.
Yeah, sure.